So you guys have been telling me to pay attention to episode 8. It feels different from the others. So you know what? I'm gonna grab my M&Ms and we're gonna get into this episode. I just have to open it. Why is this so hard to open? What's going on, you guys? James here with another real reaction, and today I'm diving into season 4, episode 8 of The Legend of Korra. Again, this is one episode that all of you have been telling me, all the real friends have said, you need to pay attention to this episode. I don't know why, but I'm excited for it. Now, before we get into that, guys, if it's your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James, where I react to a lot of TV and movies just like this. So if you want to see even more content and help us get to 3,000, that's the goal for the end of the year, go ahead and hit the big red button below and subscribe to the channel. Tap on the bell so you don't miss out on anything new. And guys, yes, it has been a busy week and it's only going to get busier, okay? We got the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot or reunion, and then we got the Animaniacs reboot that I dropped a review for, and then we got the Mandalorian on Friday. It's going to be incredibly busy. If you haven't already, guys, go ahead and also smash that like button below and get loud in the comments and let me know what you thought of this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And man, I'm really curious to know why you guys told me to pay attention to this one. And if you haven't watched an episode with me, guys, see, I can't throw up any audio, but I do throw up video, and I like to watch the entire episode with you guys because you told me you did too. So go ahead and find a timer in the corner of the screen right here so you stay in sync with me. I'm watching it on Netflix. I hope you can too. So you know what? I think it's time to finally figure out what the surprise is for this episode and why it's so different from the others. Let's get into it. Alrighty, you guys ready? In 3, 2, 1, play. Kid on a skateboard, Nickelodeon. Okay, so guys, where did we leave off? If you missed Tuesday's episode, again, find it floating around at the top of the screen. But there was a moment that I'm latching onto, right? With Korra and Asami, where Korra blushes and Asami compliments Korra. And I'm thinking, are we shipping them? Because, I mean, I would, but I wonder if they're gonna touch up on that here. I'm just glad Korra's back, and Mako and Asami, they're all kind of together, but I want to see Bolin and Varrick, of course, come together with them, and eventually we're gonna have to figure out what in the heck is happening with Sue and Kuvira. They teased a little bit of Kuvira working on that vine or whatever, and using this little, like, meter or whatever. It's the name of this episode. Remembrances. This gives me like a... Maybe Korra's gonna have to go back in time, or like in her mind or something. I don't know. What is it? Dude, Prince Wu is such a baby, bro. Oh. Grandma is she's so excited for Prince Wu. But the thing is, it wouldn't work if Grandma was like a sugar mama, right? Sorry, okay, the reason why I'm like so hyper-focused right now on these first few moments is because the animation looks a little different. Oh, are they gonna... Oh, are they gonna... Oh, are they gonna do a go back in time, give us more of a Mako backstory here? Yo, Prince was like, give me all the tea. This is interesting, guys. Yeah. Okay. This is very interesting. So I think they're using scenes here from season 1, because the animation here looks so much different from the animation of this current episode. Okay, I mean, I guess if we forgot about season 1 up to this point, you would use this episode to fill in the blanks. Okay. Oh, are we gonna revisit the love triangle? Are you kidding? Okay, well then. See, that's what I'm saying about the blushes, right? So, like, Mako blushes, crushes on Asami. Korra blushes, crushes on Asami. This is interesting. See, I wonder if this will be the whole episode with them kind of revisiting some of Team Avatar's past. I feel like we don't need this, but I'm curious to see if this is the whole episode or just maybe Prince Wu catching up with Mako, and then they go into Kuvira and Korra and what's up with her and Asami and whatnot. So we'll see. Oh gosh, Mako. This is when we didn't like Mako. It's the scarf. That's what it was. This part always still surprises me. Who is this guy? Get... Oh yeah, Grandma's now learning about Mako. You were definitely dating Dasami. Yeah. This is so interesting. The inner cuts, right, of Mako's flashbacks. Very interesting. Very interesting for it to come now at this point in the season, you know what I mean? Or at all in the final season. That's right, Asami, stand up. Asami strong, bro. Asami ain't taking that, I remember that. Gosh. Huh, okay. I have a feeling that maybe this is just going to be for Mako with Prince Wu, and they'll maybe spend another 2 minutes on this, I'd imagine, and then scoot on to the next. Huh. Okay, I'm starting to get a little tired of these bubbles popping up with Prince Wu and Tu and Mako. I don't know. Is this like their best rendition of Mystery Science Theater 3000 almost? Mako loves Korra. The relationship that can never be. Graham. Yeah, right. Yeah, but we remember this, don't we? Okay, this is very interesting. They're using a lot of old footage, right? With this flashback sequence, and I'm not gonna check, but I wonder exactly where we are in the episode compared to how much episode is left. Huh. This is very interesting, guys. Like the funny thing is, in the beginning of this episode, compared to the animation here in these flashbacks, it's such a jarring contrast that I don't necessarily know whether that this was smart, because it almost shows that the animators maybe didn't have enough time to work on the beginning of this episode or on this episode at all. This is a very interesting episode. Like the pacing of it too. I get that they're getting closer to the end of this whole flashback, I think. But I don't know if this is the last of it. I wonder if this stretches the entire episode. And if they do choose to just flashback Mako's life, it's a very peculiar choice. I almost like the Avatar flashback episode a little bit more, Ember Island Players, I think it was. And I like that episode a lot more in terms of how it was constructed than this so far. Just like your grandfather, at least we know Gram had a little rocky marriage. Dang, 2's dropping some little insight. I am very curious to know why they chose to just use these like intercuts of commentary in those little bubbles. Yep. We remember this, don't we? Oh, it still cuts like a knife even now. So are we getting into like closer to present day Legend of Korra here? I wonder, you know. So this is probably coming to a close soon, this whole flashbacks thing. Okay, so we're done. Okay, alright, here we go. Prince Wu. I guess not. Okay. Alrighty, I thought we were done with that. Okay. Oh. Well, they were going back to Prince Wu and Mako training. Good, I'm glad they learned. That's good. Alright, now we're getting into it. Alright, we're getting to the episode now. Oh yeah, Prince Wu, put him up. Dang, Grandma. Alright, so now we get into the rest of the episode. Alright, that was a very interesting decision before the commercial break. Oh my gosh. Please. Please. Come on. Oh. That's right, Asami. See, Asami coming in with the motivation, bro. What? Wait. Dude, why does Asami need to know this in this flashback sequence, though? I mean, I figured we could have easily just put the pieces together that Korra would have eventually told Asami at some point about all this. Okay. I have a feeling I know where this episode is going to a degree. I think they're gonna go person by person and like just kind of flashback us here. I'm guessing we're gonna get Bolin and Varrick next. And then Bolin's gonna give Varrick his backstory. Or we make it Varrick's backstory. That would be new. That would be welcoming, actually. But do we need this? I mean, I don't think we need this, to be honest. I would have rather than maybe focus a lot more on just Korra and Asami having a conversation. They're reusing a lot of footage, too, so I'm gonna go ahead and assume there were some production budget issues. There were maybe some cuts, unfortunately. I'm gonna definitely go back and read your guys' comments after this episode, but that's at least what I think, is that there were some sort of cuts down the line and they had to use this episode as filler, because this is by far and away the most filler type episode so far of season 4. Scene still freaks me out, you know? It's a little weird. Unalak, the worst freaking villain in Korra. Goodbye, OGs. So sad. Unalak. He likes to talk. Hey, Unalak. Hey. So, stop with these songs. That's right. The equivalent of Aang turning into a giant fish spirit at the end of book 1. Yay! Aurora Borealis. And then that was the moment with tattoos with Jinora. It's a great moment. Coronation. Bro, I don't want to revisit this, bro. But I almost feel like maybe there is a sort of purpose for this. Korra talking it out maybe helps her kind of deal with her PTSD to a degree, so... Hey! Tenzin! I swear if they do a Tenzin flashback... Dude, okay, come on. Come on. We don't need this. I feel like we should just progress the plot a little bit further along. I don't know, y'all. This is just weird. Too many flashbacks. Just too many flashbacks. We gotta get moving here eventually, right? All right, we're back. Yes. Oh. That's right, Korra. Yes, Korra. Oh, what a beautiful line. So beautiful. Bark onion soup. Yeah, good. All right, we're moving along here. Okay, right? Bolin. Varrick. Oh, we are getting a Varrick background story. Oh no, we're getting a Bolin back. You know, guys, I got a lot of words. We got to talk about this after the episode, but definitely an interesting episode. And I don't know if I mean that endearingly. And you should have said I'm running back home with my little swoop between my legs, but that would scratch that. Yay, Varrick story time. Varrick, you crazy man. Wait, no. I thought we'd get a new Varrick background story, but this is okay. All right. I mean, okay. My prediction, guys, in the third act of this episode, so after this montage, maybe we get an advancement in terms of the plot. So they might tease us again with Kuvira. We'll see what happens, guys. This is definitely very interesting, guys. It's like I want to react to seeing the flashbacks and be happy, but it's like it's so recent for me that I almost I smile. I mean, it's nice. It's a good refresher, but I don't know if it's necessary. Is it necessary to go back like this? I mean, it doesn't feel like that far ago. Ugh. He's making this up, Varrick. Boy, you've been making all this up, Varrick. Okay. I love our announcer in the beginning of each episode, but I almost want Varrick to be the announcer now. Can you imagine? He's crazy. Varrick is nuts. It's hilarious. Okay, see, I can dig a flashback montage like this. Okay, listen. I would have just loved this, like, revisionist history. This is so funny. This is the best part of the episode, by far. By far, guys. Dang, Bolin, Bobo. Oh, he still loves Opal. That's a good point. This is like, I just wish the episode was just this. Varrick revisiting history and changing it up. Yeah, Varrick is just blowing up his own spot here. Fearsome, foursome. That needs some work. The fearsome four actually sounds much better. The ancient art of dodging fruit. I want to be on this Zoom call. Aw, yeah, it's so cute. Dang. Is Varrick gonna write the rest of the season? I wanna be mad. What? Oh, guys. Wow. Juji. Alright, maybe we can move on now. Unavatu. Janora is the queen of the fairies. Look at this. What is he talking about? Okay, Varrick. I would have been like totally okay if the whole episode was just that. And then at the end, Varrick says, "Oh, no, that's not really how it went." And, you know, we would, of course, know because we've been watching the show. Oh, Varrick. Commercial break. Oh, that's it. That's the end of the episode. Okay. Okay, let's talk about it. Alrighty, you guys. Well, there you have it. That was my real reaction to Season 4, Episode 8, Remembrances. This was a total flashback episode, and I actually went back to the comments that you guys left, and you were kind of telling me to be aware of this episode, and I went back and listened to a real friend, Lorenzo, who told me that this is more so an episode that unfortunately was the product of some cuts in production or some animators that were, I guess, being threatened to be laid off from what I remember. And you were absolutely right. It feels just like this. And I really wish that maybe this episode were a little bit more humorous, like it was at the end. I think the time we spent with Mako in the beginning was a little unnecessary, unfortunately, and I didn't really care too much about the moments that we had with Korra. Even though I loved Asami and Korra together, I squealed with delight. I just think that, you know, a lot of this was really unnecessary, and it's a shame, because this is a season that I again was concerned about going into whether it would live up to the hype or not, and it was pretty much fine all the way up until this point, where I do feel like this is the lowest moment of the season. I don't like this episode too much. I do think the end was pretty funny with Varrick and Bolin, but the rest of it feels a little too unnecessary, and we're getting closer to the end, guys. I think we only have 13 episodes in this season, and next episode, I mean, honestly, every episode from here on out needs to be an A+. It needs to be, because this is a season, again, like I said in my last reaction, that it should feel more grand in scale than it already does. This episode felt a lot like filler, and unfortunately, this is going to be a huge negative for this season. It's going to be a big mark on this season, and I know that they were struggling, that maybe the animators were being threatened to be laid off, so maybe they had to just push out an episode similar to this. They didn't have maybe too much time to work on this, but I thought the animation was a little bit of a step back, not too much, but just a little bit, and I think that the choice to go full-on flashback for the entire episode, up until the end, of course, that was funny revisionist history by Varrick turning everything into a mover. I think it was not the best choice. I don't necessarily like this episode, to be honest with you guys, and it might be my least favorite episode of the series so far, but here's the thing. I'm expecting the rest of the season to be much better. Some of you told me that from here on out, like, so after episode 8, all the way up until the end, it's going to be absolutely great. And of course, what I am crossing my fingers for, guys, is that they do introduce a little bit more of those moments with Asami and Korra, because they can't just leave us hanging. I mean, they showed us Korra blushing for a reason. I mean, it was right in the middle of the screen. So I caught it. I'm sure a lot of you did too. And there's no way they don't address it. So I'm looking forward to that probably the most, because it's something that I want Korra and Asami to explore. I have a prediction about that, but I'm not going to say it out loud until the end of the season, or if they give it to us before the end of the season, then I'll tell you guys. I told you so. But before we get there, guys, hey, we got more Korra to catch up on, and I got a lot more to watch. So if you don't want to miss out on any more reactions, guys, Tuesday, Thursdays, 10 a.m. Eastern, we're watching Legend of Korra right here on the channel. So don't miss out. Hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, and tap on the bell as well. And if you haven't already, guys, go ahead and hit that like button and get loud in the comments and let me know what you thought of this episode. Do you agree with me? Is this a low point for the season, or did you really like this episode? Let me know. Nothing is off limits. We're going to talk about it. However, what's off limits is spoilers. Please, no spoilers. Alrighty, you guys. Well, I love you. I thank you guys so much for your support. And until next time, I'll catch you at the next screening.